In this video, we are hiking the wooded river bluffs at the edge of the Twin Cities to a hidden natural spring that people drive across the whole city just to drink from. Along the way, we will find out who saved this land, why it is called Eden Prairie, and reach one of the finest views in Minnesota. So let's hit the trail. This is the Richard T. Anderson Conservation Area in Eden Prairie, Minnesota, a suburb on the southwestern edge of Minneapolis. It sits on the steep bluffs where the land drops away to the wide floodplain of the Minnesota River. The town's name is no accident. In 1853, a traveling writer named Elizabeth Elliot crossed this country and found it so beautiful, its groves and flowering meadows above the river, that she called it a Garden of Eden on the prairie. The name stuck, and Eden Prairie it has been ever since. This whole ridge is a river bluff, the high edge of the ancient Minnesota River Valley. Below, the land falls hundreds of feet to the floodplain, a mosaic of marsh, forest, and slow water that has drawn people and wildlife for thousands of years. And here, near the foot of the trail, is the reason many people come at all. Out of the hillside flows a natural spring, cold and clear, filtered through the earth of the bluff. On many days you will find people here with bottles and jugs, filling up on water that never sees a pipe or a tap. There is a quiet devotion to this little spring. Some swear the water is the sweetest around, some prefer it to anything from a store, and some have been coming for years, a small local pilgrimage to a place where clean water simply rises out of the ground, the way it has since long before the city grew up around it. The park owes its existence to the man it is named for. Richard T. Anderson served on the Eden Prairie City Council through the 1980s and 90s, and for years before that on its Parks Commission. He was a tireless champion of protecting the river bluffs and building the trails, and when this land was saved, the city gave it his name. Long before any council or any city, this was Dakota country. The Minnesota River was a great highway of canoes and trade, and these bluffs were a place to hunt, to gather, and to watch over the valley. That deep history still lingers in the land, under the oaks and along the water. Climb the trail to its highest point, and the trees open onto the overlook. From here, the whole Minnesota River Valley spreads out below, miles of green floodplain and shining water, framed by the far bluffs on the opposite shore. It is one of the finest views in the entire Twin Cities. bluffs themselves are being brought back to life. Crews have worked to restore the rare oak savanna and hilltop prairie that once covered this ground, clearing invasive brush so that big old bur oaks and native grasses can breathe again, a landscape that is half forest, half open sky. Today the locals call this one of the crown jewels of Eden Prairie, 4 connected loops of trail through forest, prairie and bluff, a place to walk, to think, and to drink from a spring that has been flowing quietly here for longer than anyone can say. That is the Richard T. Anderson Conservation Area, a hidden spring and a great river view on the edge of a Minnesota city. If you want to keep wandering places like this, follow along and let us keep exploring the world together.